Thank you for tuning in to Yoga Within's YouTube channel. My name's Alia and I'll be guiding you through a yoga for stress release practice today. The intention is to be kind and gentle to your body. Nothing should hurt, create pain or strain. And if you do have any injuries or ailments, ensure that you talk to your physician before proceeding with today's class. For today's class, if you have available, we'll need a bolster, a blanket, and maybe a block. And if you don't have a bolster, a pillow will work really well. So just get comfortable, let yourself relax. You can be in a seated position or you can lie down. Close your eyes and begin to follow your breath. Begin to feel each inhale and each exhale as it moves through your body. Allow your breath to deepen. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. Welcome the support of the ground beneath you. Begin to feel the muscles soften, the joints release. Relaxing into the areas of your body that you hold on to that tightness and tension. Maybe even utilizing your breath to release this tension. Breathing in, the breath moves towards the space that you feel tender. Breathing out, you allow this space to soften, relax, and release. We'll pause here for about 5 more breaths, simply relaxing the body, relaxing the muscles, feeling the tension, the tightness, the stress. Release away from the body. And then when you feel ready, just bring some movement into those fingers and toes. If you are laying down, make your way to a seated position. We'll take the arms out to the side and we'll take a couple deep breaths, just breathing in as we extend those arms up. Breathing out as we release them back down again. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Move at your own pace with your breath. And only lift the arms up as high as you can without moving into tension, without moving into pain. Some days the arms only lift halfway up, others they reach all the way together up overhead. Begin to feel that length in through the front body, in through the back body, and both sides of the body. Simply warming up into those arms and into those shoulders, creating some energy in the body. We'll go 2 more times. Last one. And then planting the right hand on the ground, left hand to the hip or stretch it up in the air. Walk the fingertips out to the side and enjoy that nice side bend. Take a couple deep breaths as you lengthen in through that left side body. And then lift up and release the hand back down. Opposite arm lifts or again comes to the hip. Walk the hand out and get that nice side bend. Not only creating some space and lengthen through this side body, but lift up out through the outside of the body as well. Create length in both sides of the body. 1 more time to each side. Maybe this time you can go a little deeper. Breathing in. Gaze can be straight ahead or up to the sky. Okay, switch sides as you're ready. Relax the neck. Lift up and then slide your hands in front and just begin to fold from that hip crease. Find a nice seated forward fold with the back nice and flat. Each time you breathe out, the body softens. We lengthen into the low back. We sink a little deeper into the forward fold as we release into our hips. Take at least 2 more deep breaths there. And then we'll slowly come up. And if your legs are crossed, switch which leg is crossed in front. And if they're not, just keep the legs however they're comfortable for you today. Hands will come towards the thighs, and we'll just bring some rolling movement into the torso, some nice big circles. Again, releasing into the low back and releasing into those hips. Roll the shoulders around a little bit. Notice your breath as you move through these circles. The next time you're forward, we'll reverse the direction, go the other way. Notice if it affects your breath in any way, or how it feels in your body. We'll come all the way back up. Good, lengthening in through the spine. Take a deep breath in, lift your arms out and up. We're twisting to the right. So exhale, twist the torso and let the left hand come to the right thigh, the right hand behind. We'll pause for a deep breath in as we lengthen through our spine. And a long breath out as we twist a little deeper. Holding for 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. And then coming back to the center. Hands lift up overhead if it's comfortable. And on the exhale, we twist to the other side. Right hand to left thigh, left hand behind. A deep breath in, sit up tall. A long breath out as you twist. Holding for 1 more deep breath. Coming all the way back up, you can extend the arms. Let them float down beside you. Extend them out in front, and 1 more time, fold from the hip crease. And with this opposite leg in front, just noticing if there's a difference in the way that the posture feels for you. Maybe it feels the same. Think about rooting those sitting bones down, moving the crown of your head forward, and then walking the body back up. Good. Uncross your legs, stretch your legs out in front, and just bounce out into your knees. I'm going to keep that right foot extended, and we'll bend the left knee and just draw that left foot sole into the inner edge of our right thigh. So as we come to head to knee pose, right hip, knee, and ankle in line, toes up towards the sky. Plug that right thigh bone back in towards the hip crease, getting this slight twisting action in through the core. Hands come to either side of your right leg, and on your next exhalation, you'll fold forward. The back remains flat, the sitting bones remain rooted towards the ground or level. If you are feeling any tightness or tension behind the knee or in through the hamstring muscle in the back of the thigh, you can bend and soften the knee a little bit. It may alleviate the tension, and it may give you a better release and stretch in through the low back. Now we'll take 2 more deep breaths, wherever it feels good for you to stretch. And then we'll lift back up and we'll simply switch legs. Good. Again, that left hip, knee, ankle, toes in line, thigh bone draws back, torso twists. We sit up tall as the hands come to the floor. We want to keep that leg energized and engaged. Fold forward as you're ready from the hips. Remember, both sides can be very different, so sometimes we need to bend the knee on the side where we didn't on the other. Again, we'll hold for just a couple deep breaths. Remember to breathe into those areas that are tight, that are tender. Begin to feel the muscles lengthen. Begin to feel the muscles soften. Lifting all the way up will help the knee bend, bring the feet together, and just rock that out side to side in butterfly. And then as we hold our butterfly pose, we'll draw the heels of the feet inward. We'll soften the knees down. We're going to stay upright today, so try to keep the hips and the shoulders stacked. Hold on to the knees, the ankles, the feet, wherever you can reach, and just lean back slightly, lifting up through your heart and dropping your shoulders down and back. You can think about lifting up through the pelvic floor, but softening in through the hips and in through the shoulders. Stay here and breathe, or if you need a little bit of release for the neck and the shoulders, that's where I hold my attention. Simply drop your chin down to the chest. Keep the chest lifting and the shoulders relaxed. Maybe some movement comes into the neck. Head goes side to side. Now if there's an area that you do feel tight, you can pause there and breathe into the sensation. Maybe one or two more places. Eventually finishing back with that chin at the chest. Pause there for at least 2 more deep breaths. And then we'll lift the head and we'll lift the gaze and just dip the right ear to the right shoulder. And pick the head up and release the left ear to the left shoulder. Good, releasing the head back up. Extend the right leg out to the side. Draw the left foot sole in. Wide leg forward fold. Hands to the floor, folding from those hips. Take at least 2 deep breaths. And then walk the body back up. We'll find the side bend as we slide that right hand down the right leg. Left hand to the hip. And really push that left hip down as we fold over that right leg. Keep the shoulders stacked, both sides of the body long. Stay there with the hand on the hip. If you'd like, extend the hand out to the side and just begin to lift it up. Notice how the pose begins to change. Notice where you feel a little more length in through that left side body. Maybe the arm extends all the way up. Maybe the arm goes a little further. And then we bring the body all the way back up. Our hands are going to come behind us, and I just want you to take a moment and lift through your chest, activate through your legs, so pushing your feet in towards the ground, scoop up through the belly, draw the shoulders back, and then just come back to a flat back, a neutral spine. Keep the hands behind you, engaged through the legs, and fold from your hips as you come forward. The back is flat. The hands might begin to lift off the floor. But your strength is in through those legs and in through your core as you find that forward fold. Take 1 more breath. Lift all the way back up. And we'll switch legs. So the forward fold with the leg or hands in front is first. Take the hands in front of you, sit up tall, fold from that hip crease as you come forward. Pushing through that left heel, spread your left toes. You can even push the top of the right foot into the ground if possible. You want the weight on both sitting bones equal. You want to connect with your breath to create the change in your body that you desire. Take 1 more deep breath here. And then we'll lift up. Hands will come behind us. Let's find the side bend first. Slide the left hand down through the left leg, right hand towards the hip. Good. When you're ready, folding over that left leg. Shoulders stacked, both sides of the body nice and long. Sitting bones rooted into the ground. Let's take that right arm out to the side and begin to extend it out. Hold it wherever you feel that nice lengthening in through the right side body. It might be out to the side, it might be directly above the shoulder. You might even begin to take it up overhead a little more. And we'll lift all the way back up. Good, and then we'll take the hands behind us 1 more time there. So again, legs are nice and strong, sitting bones rooted into the ground. We're going to scoop up the belly, draw the ribs together, elevate through the heart, and draw our shoulders back as we look up to the sky. Gentle back bend, but feel the strength in your legs, the muscles engage. Head comes back, body folds, hands are behind you. They may begin to lift up off the ground. Spine is flat. Breath is deep. Take one more deep breath there. And we'll lift all the way back up. Let's help the legs together. Good. Stretch both of them out in front. Just rock across the hips and the sitting bones for a moment. And then as you're ready, we'll roll over onto the hands and knees, getting some movement in through that cat-cow. So remember, as you come to your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can tuck the toes under to keep the weight out of the knees, or the tops of the feet can come towards the ground. Fingers spread wide, weight is evenly distributed between all points of the body that are connected to the mat. And as we exhale, we begin to tuck the tailbone, draw the belly up, push into the hands, spread the shoulder blades wide, and relax the head. As you inhale, the tailbone lifts, the belly softens, the chest begins to move forward, the gaze rolls forward without any creases in the back of the neck. Exhale, tuck from the tailbone all the way up. Inhale, move from the tailbone all the way up. And just keep going with your own breath, your own time. Just beginning to warm up in through the spine. Notice how your back feels. Notice how the front body feels as well through this flexion and extension of the spine. How does your body respond to the sensations? 2 more. Last one. Finish in that exhale, that rounded position, coming back to a flat back and neutral spine. Toes together, bottom back to heels. Stretch that out in child's pose, whether the elbows come to the ground and you rest your head in your hands, or your arms extend and the forehead comes to the floor. The most important thing is that we are moving the weight of our sitting bones back towards our heels. We don't want the bum lifting up in the air. Get that nice stretch in through the back, but notice what other body parts feel sensation within this position. We'll come back onto those hands and knees as we're ready, and we're finding a balance here. So sliding your right leg back behind you, tuck the toes and push through the heel, and really push through the heel, draw the belly up and move the top of your head forward. When you feel ready, you can lift that right leg up off the ground. And if it feels comfortable to do so, extend the left arm out and pause for a couple breaths. Release the left hand down, the right knee down. Push into the hands, slide the left foot back, opposite leg. Lift it up off the ground. Extend the opposite arm out. Breathe deeply. And release. And then decide if you want to push back to that child's pose, or maybe you want to come into downward dog where you tuck your toes, lift your knees, push into the hands, setting the sit bones high up. You can walk out through the dog. You can keep your knees bent, creating length through the low back, or you can straighten your legs. Take a couple more deep breaths in whatever position you've chosen. Whether it be that downward dog or child's pose. And when you're ready, we'll meet back on our hands and knees again. So finding a solid foundation, we'll slide that right leg back behind us again. Working into that balance, so maybe just the leg lifts, maybe the leg and arm lift, or if you want to move with breath, really energize and lengthen through the body as you breathe in, and then exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, tuck and round. Keep going, breathing in and out and in and out. Last one. Releasing the hand and the knee back down. If you need a moment in child's pose or downward dog between sides, take it. And when you're ready, switch sides. Decide if it's just the balance you're holding, or are you moving with breath, lengthening and rounding, inhaling and exhaling, breathing in, breathing out. 2 more. Last one. Releasing down, and again, downward dog or child's pose, a couple deep breaths there. Slowly sitting back on your feet. So if this is uncomfortable for any reason, there's a couple of options. If you can sit on your toes, sit on your toes. If it's not available to you, you can come upright. You can sit on your bottom, or you can grab your bolster and slide it between your legs. And just sit up nice and tall. Good. We'll take a deep breath in. We'll stretch those arms out and up. Interlace the fingers and take them to the back of your head. Breathe in as we lift up through our chest. Look up to the sky. Good. Tuck the chin down. Bring the elbows together. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. We'll come back to a flat back, a neutral spine. And we'll tuck those toes under. Now come to standing any way that feels good for you, but if you can, lift your knees, walk your hands towards your feet, release your heels, and begin to straighten your legs until you feel that stretch through the back side of the body. You might keep your hands on the floor or hold on to your elbows. Let your head relax completely. And straighten your legs as much as you can without pain or strain behind the knees or in through the backs of the thighs. Take 2 more deep breaths there. And then inhale, bring your hands towards your ankles, lengthen your spine, flatten out the back. Exhale, surrender to the fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. 1 more, breathing in and breathing out. We'll begin to curl the body up, lifting the head up last, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Taking the arms out to the side, and take a deep breath in as you stretch those arms out and up, and a long breath out as you release them back down. 2 more, breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. 1 more, but this time the hands will come together, and we're going to bend our knees, send our bottom back, and come into our chair pose. And just take a couple breaths here, drawing that belly in, pushing the sitting bones down, energizing through the legs. Your feet are roughly hip distance apart. And then we'll release the arms, get the connection between your belly and your thighs, relax your head, straighten your legs. Keep your right hand on the floor, stretch your left arm out to the side and twist to the left. Might bend through the right knee, look up to the sky. Come back to the center and twist to the right. Come back to the center. Feel the length in the spine, that halfway lift. Fold. Bend your knees, stretch your arms out. Hold. Lift all the way up. And release your arms down. So you can try that one more time with the feet hip distance apart, or you can try with the toes together, a little bit of space between your heels. One more time. Arms will lift. Sit back into your chair. Hold for a breath or two. And release into the forward fold. Planting down through your right hand, extend your left arm up. Twist to the left, right knee bends. Back to the center. Switch the hands, twist to the right. Left knee bends. Back to the center, lengthen the spine, find the forward fold, and then bend your knees, lift the torso, and find your chair pose. Lift all the way up. Release the arms down. 3 deep breaths, arms lift, arms lower. 2 more, breathing in. Calm the body, breathing out. Slow the breath. Now we'll find a balanced posture here, and we are going to move into tree pose today. Balance can change in your body for so many different reasons, depending on how hydrated we are, how much sleep we've had, or how much stress is in our life. So just be mindful of where your balance is at for today, and try to breathe and hold a little deeper if you can. So we'll start with our hands on the hips. Shift your weight into your right foot. Bend through your left knee. Begin to rotate through your left hip as the knee goes out to the side. The toes can stay on the floor. And instead of letting the hips go out to the side, remember, energize and strengthen through those legs and lift up through that belly. Now the toes can stay on the floor, the foot can come up towards the calf. And if it's available to you and you want to bring that foot all the way up to the thigh, feel free to do so. Again, our hips aren't displacing. We're energizing through those legs. Hands to the chest, up in the air if you'd like. Good, holding, breathing. Noticing as you wiggle across the foot. Noticing as you engage the muscles, or if you lose that strength or engagement. When you're ready, we want to make sure that we bring that knee forward, push the foot into the ground. We'll switch sides. Hands can come back to the hips to start. Open it up. Find your tree pose for today. Breathe deeply. And bring that knee forward and release. We'll take a forward fold just to reset the body. And then we'll curl up. Good, let's take a nice wide stance on our mat. Feet come out to the sides. Hands are going to come to the hips. We're going to take our right toes to the right and our left heel to the left. So we're coming into triangle pose. You may want this brick in front of your right toes. Legs will stay straight, legs will stay strong, and we will squeeze that energy in towards the center line. The arms will extend, and you're just going to reach over to the right. Good, lengthening through both sides of the body. And then let that right arm fall down. Left hand to the hip, or extend it up in the air. If you want to use your brick, it's there for you. Gaze straight ahead, up to the sky, or down to the floor. What feels best for your neck and your shoulders. Lengthening through both sides of the body. Energizing and strengthening through your legs. Connecting with your breath. Let's bend that front knee, lift all the way up, hands back to the hips and switch the feet. Engage through the legs, extend through the arms, reach to the left. And fall into that triangle pose as you're ready. I say fall, but I don't mean fall. Keep the strength in the body. Stay energized and strong. Surrender to your strength, stability, and find ease within the pose as well. So you're strong and you're stable, but you're able to breathe deeply, completely. Take one more deep breath. Bend the knee, come all the way up. Hands back to the hips. Toes are going to face forward for a moment. And then we're going to bend our knees, send our bottom back, slide our elbows to our thighs, and just come down to this nice wide leg squat. You might rock back and forth from your toes to your heels. And then hands to thighs, push in towards those thighs, lift up. Let's bring our heels in. Bend your knees, come down. You might come down into that squat one more time, elbows to thighs. Or garland pose, play around with the position your feet are in, closer together, further apart as the bottom drops down. Hands together, push into your thighs. Spread the legs apart. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your low back. Come out if it creates pain or strain. If you want to add a little bit of a twist while you're here, you can release the left arm down, stretch the right arm out and up. Of course, whatever we do on one side, we want to do on the other. Come back to the center. We'll begin to straighten the legs, curl up as the toes face straight ahead. Lift your arms up and fold from the hips, standing forward fold. Bend your knees enough to bring the hands to the mat. Back to downward dog or hands and knees. We're all going to meet in child's pose. Taking a couple deep breaths. Checking in with how you feel. Noticing the energy, the vibration, moving within your body. Noticing your breath, how you feel. Take a couple more deep breaths as you allow yourself to relax. Again, when you're ready, we're going to curl up. And if sitting on those feet is comfortable, sit on the feet. Otherwise, add the bolster as we did earlier, or sit on your bottom. Just going to release a little bit more into the neck and into the shoulders. Stretching the arms out in front. Cross the right arm over the left. Bend through the left elbow and soften your shoulders down. Stay here as you create that space in through the upper back and stretch into the arms and shoulders. Or you can bend the right elbow and begin to bring the backs of the hands together. They may wrap around, but we are not going to hold our fingers. Our fingertips will face up to the sky. And then I want you to lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders, and then draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Now breathe into that sensation. One more deep breath. Release the arms. Good, roll the shoulders. We're going to switch sides, left over right, right elbow bends. Again, staying here and dropping those shoulders down, or advancing a little bit more as we extend up through that top arm. Begin to bring the backs of the hands together. Lift the elbows up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in towards that tightness and that tension. Allow the muscle to lengthen and soften. Allow the muscle to lengthen and widen. Release the tension from within. Good, we'll release the arms. Take a couple moments to roll the shoulders around. And then roll onto the sitting bones and stretch the legs out. Now here's where you may want the bolster or the pillow. We're going to slide it under our legs, so under your knees. And just walk those sitting bones back. And the toes roughly roughly up towards the sky and your legs about hip distance apart. Begin to reach forward, folding from those hips until you feel a little bit of a stretch and a release in through your low back. Now you might simply stay here, breathing in, or you can always support your elbows on your legs, rest your head in your hands. If you have that prop or block, you could rest your head on the block, or even further. Whatever position is available to you today, without discomfort, finding ease, let yourself relax. As we move towards these last couple of postures in today's class, there'll be longer held poses. And we want the breath to deepen and the body to relax. Forward folds can be very calming for the nervous system. They do take us towards that state of rest and digest. A place of ease, relaxation, and release. Take 4 more deep breaths here. When you're ready, we'll lift up, and then we're just going to come into the same variation but butterfly. So the bolster or pillow will draw a little closer to you, your feet together, your knees are going to rest on that bolster. And again, you might simply sit upright, so especially if there's any tenderness going on in through the low back, stay upright and just breathe some length into the spine. Or you can begin to round, release, and come forward, letting your breath relax you. Each exhalation softening the body and releasing the tension from within. Three more deep breaths. Curl up, help the legs together. You can slide the bolster off to the side, and we'll slowly curl down onto our back. Once you get here, either let the feet rest on the floor and sway the legs side to side, or hug the knees into the chest and relax, or sway side to side. The intention is to release into the low back, chin slightly tucked towards the chest, the back of the neck long. If the chin pushes up to the sky, maybe add something under the head for a little more support. And coming into half wind reliever pose. I'm going to draw our right thigh into our chest and let the left foot sole extend out along the mat. Now, if the back is tender or sore, bend the left knee and place the left foot on the ground. Draw the right thigh into the belly, relax the shoulders. Take a couple breaths. And then we'll bend our left knee and take the right ankle towards the left thigh, finding a figure 4, staying here, picking the foot up off the ground and using your hands to hold the back of the left thigh. Couple more deep breaths. Release the hands. Let that left foot come down. Take your arms out to a T And then just drop the legs all the way over to the left. So finding that twist, you can lift the left arm up and use it to draw the legs a little closer to the ground. Soften the right shoulder to the floor. You might gaze over the right hand. Back to the center as you're ready. And we'll repeat on the other side. So this time, half-winded lever pose, left thigh to chest, right foot on the floor, or right leg extends. Breathing deeply. And when you're ready, bending through the right knee, left ankle to right thigh, finding the figure 4 as you stay here, or pick the right foot up and grab the right thigh. Make sure there's no pain or strain in through the knees in any way. And releasing into the twist when you're ready. So letting the arms come out to a T, relaxing the legs down. The right hand, you can use it to draw the legs towards the floor. All the way back up. Good, we'll uncross the legs, and again, one more time swaying the legs side to side or hugging those knees into the chest. And then get comfortable for your Shavasana. So I love to add the bolster underneath my knees, stretching the legs out, helping ease through the low back and in through the hips. Of course, you can leave that out and just extend the legs out along the mat, or you can always keep the knees bent with the feet on the floor. Roll the shoulders underneath you. And remember, if this position is uncomfortable in any way, just find a position that's most comfortable for you, where you are able to find ease and stillness. Take a couple full deep breaths. In and out through the nose. Begin to feel your body release towards the ground. Welcoming the support of your mat and your floor. As your muscles soften, begin to relax and release into the soft tissue, the connective tissue, and into the joints. Become aware of how you feel, observing all physical sensations within the body, but also recognizing how you feel emotionally and mentally. Allow your exhalations to carry the tightness, the tension, the stress, the strain, the thoughts and the worries away from the body and away from the mind. Begin to feel your breath radiate through your entire body. Inhaling into the fingers and into the toes. Exhaling as you soften and release into the extremities. Breathing in as the body expands. Breathing out as the body relaxes. And not only feeling that breath in through the front body, but feel your breath through the sides of the body and the back of the body. And allow your breath to be as deep and full as possible, without force or strain on the breath in any way. I encourage you to stay for a couple more moments enjoying your Shavasana. And when you're ready, slowly move your body and take your time to come out of the position, to draw your awareness back into the present moment and to enjoy the remainder of your day. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like this video and subscribe to Yoga Within's channel. Namaste.